It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. And it's all up next.
Well, Brock, the fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S Jets well before the gates opened here. And now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Glad you could join us, football fans, as we get ready for kickoff. It's Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt up in the booth. And Brock, I want you to take us back down to the field. When you were a player, what are these moments like just before the game begins and you take the field for the first time?
Well, you wish you could hit fast forward. You wish you could just get to this, right? Because you are so ready to go. You've done all your work over the course of the week. And I think this is where it is a little different than maybe my era a couple decades ago. These guys visualize. These guys self-talk. There is so much mental work being done. They've already played this game in their mind in many ways, and they're just ready to go.
Anders Carlson ready to get us started. And away we go from East Rutherford. Cordero Patterson now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And they'll be led out by a quarterback who entered our league back in 2018 out of Oklahoma State, Mason Rudolph.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard the noise. Read the comments from the keyboard warriors who say they just want somebody else leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms, they can fuel quarterbacks. Make that chip on the shoulder even bigger to prove people wrong and to show I really do belong in this league.
Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Motioning one of the tight ends. It's Johnson on second down. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Tackle made there by Derek Noddy.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. On the ground again with Johnson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Here's Johnson again. Jukes out a one-stop, and they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Give him 13 on that play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And he's able to get it past midfield and down into the Jets side. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
2nd and 8. Into the hands of Pat Fryermuth. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a Steelers first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Yeah, it's just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Johnson up the middle. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Able to hit Patterson, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Complete to DK Metcalf. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. It's a design boot. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
On 3rd down, here's Johnson. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Back now. Pressure on its way. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Now an inside give to Johnson. And he falls through the defense for a touchdown. The Steelers finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Chris Boswell for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. On the return, here comes Kene Wangu. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. And bringing them out an electrifying runner and a former first-round pick back in 2021, Justin Fields.
There's still lots of people around the NFL that believe that Justin Fields' best football's in front of them. Major believers of him as an upper-tier quarterback. And the reason why, Kate, is he's got physical traits that are just unique and different. He can run it like a running back, and he can spin a football as well. In fact, that running ability is some of the best in the game. But just continuing to build and refine his game as a passer between the tackles, that would be the key to the longevity of his career. That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
That's caught. It's Breece Hall. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Off play action, it's Fields. Completed to his running back.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go. Another throw for Fields. That's caught. He finds Allen Lazard.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of one. 7-0 is our score. More from MetLife coming right up. Back now for the second quarter, and the Jets, they have got to look towards that end zone. Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
The give on second to Hall. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw. Here's Fields. And he will score. Touchdown, New York! The Jets finish off their opening drive. It's a Justin Fields touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Point after from Carlson is up and good. And the Jets respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Steelers and their running back about to get back to work. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Became Metcalf, the intended receiver. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Going with Johnson here. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Tackle made there by Derek Nottie. Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9. Back to throw. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
On 4th down, the Steelers are going to turn to Cameron Johnston to punt this away. Xavier Gipson on to return for the Jets. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it'll be Jets football. The second drive coming up now for the Jets offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. First down throw for Fields. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Play action, Fields. Complete out to the right. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Out of the shotgun, Fields. On the move, headed right. Oh, he's going to run for it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. This is reeled in by Wilson. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
That's really good instinct by the eyes up in the sky. The play caller seeing space on the perimeter, a well-timed screen, and a positive gain out of it.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 17. He'll get this complete to Lazard. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain. Give him 3 on that gain. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Fields out of the gun. Finds his target home. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. It sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
2nd and 3 now. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Hall takes it straight ahead. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Jets hoping to take a lead going into the break. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Shotgun snap to Fields. And in, touchdown, New York! So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets break that tie and now lead by 7. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. They've got a chance to tie this up here as they trail 14-7. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Gets this to Woods. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Throwing now from the gun. Finds a seam down the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. He's gonna throw this one. Finds Woods. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Chased out to his right. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. All set up now for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. He brings it in. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Steelers working with a sense of urgency from the hurry-up clock, continuing to run. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. First time this game they've looked to him. And that leaves him with 3rd and short.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
They'll run this with Johnson. And he's in for the touchdown. The Steelers earn the chance to tie it before halftime. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
They can go to the locker rooms tied if they put this through. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers tie things up at 14. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Back to throw it. Malachi Corley reels it in. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. He'll throw it. Hits him on the out route. We've hit halftime, all tied up thanks to that late touchdown. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference. As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Wangu now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here's the Jets offense getting ready to start our 3rd quarter. And this is an important drive to get momentum back after that touchdown tied things up. On 1st and 10, it's Fields. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
They start the half with a give to Hall. And he found some running room for a nice gain. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
3rd and just 2 to go. Fields throwing here. Vacates quickly left side. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
There are so many fundamental details play the quarterback position, especially in the pocket. But you get loose, you make a nice little run, you get in the open field, you gotta have the fundamentals to tuck that ball away. QB doesn't, defender knocks it out. Huge turn of events.
The Steelers offense headed out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From midfield now. Got a man. Patterson has it. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Here's 2nd and 14. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers grab the lead on their first series of the half. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Boswell to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers break that tie and now lead by 7.
Jets 14.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Xavier Gibson now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Jets and Breece Hall about set to go on offense. And they're a touchdown back, Brock, as they take over down 21-14. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Back to throw, here's Fields. Wilson's got it. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They go right back to Hall. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Off play action, it's Fields. Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete. This one intended for the running back. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Now Fields. Complete beyond the marker. And they make the tackle at the 38. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. And man, did he make an impact play.
New set of downs for him at the 38. From the gun, it's Hall. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
At the Steelers' 46-yard line.
from the 36. Toward the sideline and caught by Wilson. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play.
As a quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
Fields now on third. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running for it. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. They'll run here. It's Hall. Jukes one defender, and he's going to advance them down to the 4-yard line.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's second and goal. Hall. And he will take it in for the New York touchdown. The Jets cut it to 1 late in the third. Breece Hall with the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
Carlson now to add one more. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets tie this game at 21. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. This offense ended back to the field, led by their receiver. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. So after that completion, we've got a player in some visible discomfort. And here come the trainers to get him some help. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Slot man motioned over. Here's a give on the jet sweep. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
They just get the play off. That's DK on the slant. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the third quarter. It's all knotted up at 21. Plenty of scoring here as we begin the final quarter. First down, ball at the 36. Shotgun handoff to Johnson. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They'll try and throw it here. Completed over the middle. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Steelers first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Johnson gets it on 1st and 10. And they make the play at the 23, a gain of only a little. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, he's gonna throw. And he sails that one over the end zone. Took his shot at 6 that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just gonna miss. You gotta shake it off and keep on firing.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. From the gun, Johnson. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. Still well short after the 3-yard run. It's going to be 4th down and 6. So here's Chris Boswell in a high-pressure spot. He's got to drive this 37 yards down the middle. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Wangu now to return. Finds some space, he's past the 30. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. Now here comes the New York offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Fields on 1st down. That's brought in by Lazard. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
A tight end in motion now. Hall running between the tackles. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Here's Hall once more. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 46. Finding Reynolds. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. 1st down throw for Fields. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
From the 35 on second down. Completed to Reynolds. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Another throw for Fields. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Jets trail by a field goal. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 17. This throw is caught. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Got that chip shot in their back pocket to tie it. A chance at the lead here first, though. 1st and goal. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards of it into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
And he scores. It's a New York touchdown. The Jets jump in front late. It's a Justin Fields touchdown. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
That one splits the uprights. And the Jets take a 4-point lead. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. He finds Woods. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. So that's their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. New set of downs for him at the 38. Here he is to throw. Short pass brought in. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. He'll look to throw it. Finds his target, Patterson. And this one doesn't go far.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. To the line for a new set of downs, only a lone timeout at their disposal. Setting up to pass. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. The Steelers use their third and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Back to throw. He finds Johnson. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, kid, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
So the win goes to the Jets. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a well-earned win for the Jets as we say so long from New York.